Just wanted to show you this up close and personal. This is where the side is. And see all that? That's exactly how it was. I have not touched it. See, the rubber has pushed down, and all this gets water, because when the water comes down on the stucco, you have to remember, it doesn't just drip straight off. You'd have to have that last little bit flare out a little bit, because when the water hits that, it travels, it just hugs that and goes straight across before it drips. And it could travel about a ½ inch before it hits, and that's about how thick that drip guard is. I'll have to clean that stucco edge off too. And you see, so all that I've got to protect it, and I wasn't quite sure. I looked over here on this other side. See, I already cut this off, and I wasn't quite sure if I should take this off. I got it loose, so it's peeled up. I'm not sure how far above this it goes. Chances are, see, what they should have done is the paper should be on here, and then this should come up from the bottom, and then it should overlap. But I think they just went down to this trim with their paper, and then the paper on the back side of this goes down on top of the trim lip. And so I think I can cut this off right there, and then I'll have to make sure to tie all this in nice and tight before I call it good. So I might cut all this out to this back side. But you see the weep holes I was talking about? See that one right there? Now see, when the water comes on there, it's going to go out that. But look at this hole. It's a 1/4 inch, 3/16 above the inside corner. So the water would have to go up that high before it goes out of that. Same thing with that one. It's up almost 3/16. Now look at this one. Well, that one's covered up. Looks like there's some caulking from the back side. That one's not even working. Look how small that little pinhole is. And it's up 1/8. That one's up 1/8. That one's up 1/8. And look at that big gap at the end. Well, Joe, the water will go through there on the outside. Yeah, it can. And that stucco's probably cracked right there all the way down. But again, see where all this is here? Where do you suppose it went? Went down on the back side of this, went down on the back side of this 2x6, and this is the OSB plywood on the wall. It actually came in from the top there, went on the back side, hit the back of this, and it acted as a sponge, and it soaked it all the way up to here. Water wasn't leaking from here, it's leaking from way back there, and it just soaked this out. Same thing, see, all the way down. It's on the back side of that 2x6, because all the water over the years went down behind that 2x6, and it graduated out this way. And because it was so bad along here, it went down this, and you can see that was major, went on the back of this 2x6, and it came out from there, from here to about there. See how then it dissipates a little bit, and it's all, we know it's all back in there. See, this OSB plywood is good from here to here, but not there, not there. That might be superficial stuff, but I think I might have to take that off. See this here? Look, you're not supposed to be able to do that. Look at that. See? It's not because it leaked underneath this stucco. Now you see where I'm getting at? This was all messed up here. Water came on down like this, kind of went down that way, went up over in that, came down. It came on the inside, see, because the more moisture you've seen right in here rather than over this way further. See, it's right there, but not there, not there. Here it's more, this 2x6 is more discolored from here up, not necessarily down at the bottom. You can see exactly what's going on. Okay, so I'm gonna clean this out here. I just wanted to briefly show you this, and I'll scrape this up because I want this nice. This is a stucco edge. It's like an L-shaped piece of trim, metal trim, like a U shape that goes up this way. See, just goes up about a 1/4 inch, then it goes across a 1/2 inch, and then on the back side probably goes up 1 1/4 inches. And they put that on there first. They decided where to put that before they put the chicken wire and the paper on, their chicken wire on, and all that kind of stuff. That's how they did. That's how they did these walls. Nowadays they don't necessarily do. See, this is just the wood, and then they've got paper, black tar paper, and then they put the chicken wire on there. Sometimes they do that now. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they put foam insulation panels on their strips that are maybe 2 feet wide and 6 feet long or something, and they nail that on first, and then they might put the chicken wire on there after that, and that creates a little bit of an insulating factor and maybe one less go of stucco. Although this stucco is very thin. Most stucco, when they do it this way, that's usually about 1 inch thick or so. This doesn't look that thick, does it? It's like they did a very minimal thickness. See there? Not very thick at all. Not impressed with how they did this. If they did this column that way, chances are they did the rest of the house that way too, huh? But hey, such is life in the big city. We're down in the pit still, and I just showed you kind of around that outside column there. We're facing out. The tile, roof tile, or the tile deck is behind us. Now we're going over to this column and where the stairs are that go on down. Okay, so I just cleaned this off, and I didn't even touch this back here yet. See how the water, it went in there and it soaked right in that way, didn't it? So I haven't even kind of touched that. I'm not really inspecting it just yet 100% as to what I need to do, what I don't need to do, how far I need to cut this up, where I need to stop, and all that kind of stuff. I'm just basically cleaning it off. Now I'm going to come here, I'm going to cut that off. See, I already cleaned underneath this trim here. So I've got nice area to work with, so nothing's in my way. A little piece right there, it looks like I missed just a little bit. That's just for when they put the stucco on there, they kind of hit that edge there and they didn't clean off the bottom 100% perfect. Since I'm down here, I might as well do it. So now I'm gonna trim this section off and cut it off and kind of take a look at that next. Well, I got back up here, set my camera back up on the top here so that you can see this. Yes, it takes a little bit more effort, but hey, if everybody was doing this, it would be easy, right? But not everybody makes the effort that I do with making videos and trying to explain what I'm doing. So hopefully you're getting the benefit of this on how I do it, okay? Gotta get back down here and move my ladder. I'm gonna leave my dust mask off so that you can hear what I'm saying. I'm gonna just cut this. I already decided, you know, this black just goes up to there. If anything, if it goes up a little bit more, I'm not concerned about that. What I'm really concerned about is what's behind here, because see, I can just push this right in there. Wow. Because like I say, on this, when they put before they put the stucco on, they put the trim on down here. The trim has a back piece that comes up about 1 1/4 inches. Then they put their paper over that. then they put their stucco wire over that. And so if any leaks get through this stucco, if there's a pinhole, crack, anything like that, it goes on the back side, it hits the paper, and it comes down, and it hits this, it goes down into this trim right there. And the idea is, oh, and the trim, that's pretty cool. The trim actually has little holes in the bottom. I didn't show you that, but that's what those holes are for. Yeah, wow. I forgot about that. There's little holes down here on the trim. Boom, boom. Little hole. There, 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 there. So if any water gets behind this stucco, because lots of times you see cracks in your stucco and you think, okay, where's that water going? Well, it should be dripping out of this down here onto this next layer. So when I put everything in here, then it will go there. It'll drip right where the tile is. It'll come across this way because everything's sloping down at an angle. It'll come over to this side over here and then go out the weep holes and go out. Everything's for a reason.